Today, I'm going to take a close look at Luka Doncic's game film from his two exhibition performances for Slovenia against Greece. In the first outing, he had 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 14 assists to make a triple-double. But in the second game, he left early due to a knee injury after banging knees. It's just precautionary as to why he didn't finish the game, but he ended up recording 18 points in the first half anyways. As a team, Slovenia is going to have to sort out their spacing discipline against Greece in the second exhibition game. Doncic had to split against a hedge in a high ball screen situation. He attacked downhill, and there was help waiting for him at the top of the charge circle because they had a non finishing threat in the dunker spot. A few minutes later, Doncic decided to reject the high ball screen to attack down the middle of the paint, and this time there was greater spacing discipline with nobody hanging in the dunker spot. But even with that better spacing, the defense was fully focused on having the low man aggressively contest at the rim. A successful strategy for Doncic has been to do what he typically does with the Dallas Mavericks, and that's often to punish the switch, but whether it's out of a high pick and roll or a handoff by getting a shot off from behind the 3 point line. With there being limitations in Slovenia's creation outside of Doncic, he's going to have to be able to consistently knock down these step back threes late in the clock as he did in this play. One strategy I've liked from Slovenia and Doncic is to utilize extended high ball screens. If the guard chooses to go under the ball screen, then Doncic has the ability to get downhill and use his size advantage to make a play in short range. Even if the on ball defender goes over, he can do the same by playing with pace, wait for the big to recover back to the roller, and then get to something like a one leg jumper or a floater. If the on ball defender trails enough, then Doncic has an opportunity to take a quick pull up three. Other times, the big defender gets caught in a position where they're accounting too much for Doncic and cannot recover back to the rim roller before he throws a lob pass. One of the limitations of utilizing extended high ball screens is that if Doncic ends up attacking downhill and the defense veer switches, it can create situations where he has to rely on the undersized big to make a play in the paint after a drop off pass. Doncic has attacked baseline out of handoffs quite a few times in these two games, and this puts him in a position to use no look passes with one hand to pass someone open on the perimeter. Notice here he draws two after the handoff, and then he stares down the corner and then whips a live dribble one hand pass to the top of the key. Here's another instance of drawing two out of a handoff. This time he puts the ball up with one hand to sell the use of a potential floater and then stares down the weak side corner as the first general passing read to sell the defense and then whips the ball to the top of the key with the teammate wide open. Here, the defense veer switches the drive instead of committing two to the ball deep on the attack. Doncic makes the read quickly and throws the alley oop to the bigger roll man who has an advantage over the guard trying to prevent a clean finish attempt. Here, Doncic attacks baseline after spacing the floor from the weak side corner. He rejects a handoff, draws two deep on the attack, sells a one legged jumper, and then passes out of it to a wide open teammate on the wing. The defense is not going to want Doncic to be able to turn the corner playing out of different actions like handoffs. And in the second exhibition game, Greece had a possession playing at the level on a handoff, and Doncic quickly recognized that the low man was rotating over to the paint and just darts a very quick and very accurate, highly difficult pass to the weak side corner. In general, the paint's going to be loaded for Doncic, whether he's attacking off the catch or he's attacking after just a random situation like a offensive rebound. Here he draws two in the middle of the paint and throws a spray out pass to the weak side corner for an open shot. Doncic will often make the right read and execute a tough pass if need be, but it's up to his teammates to be able to make the rest of the play whenever the defense does have a good recovery on the closeout. Here, the shooter gets ran off the line and is unable to make a play on the pull up. Doncic does a great job of selling the threat of making a pass in the middle of the floor with a fake in his eyes, and that sells the defense to allow a corner pin in, and that gives a good look for his teammate, but is unable to knock it down. Here, Doncic plays at the double drag screens, and he draws a switch on the final screen and then draws help on the attack after turning the corner. And he makes a late pass here with great accuracy and delivers it to the weak side corner, but his teammate's unable to make the play. Doncic is often able to control the game for the Mavs with post ups, but that's more challenging in international game with the limitations of spacing. But here he plays off the ball to start the possession. He gets pre catch positioning, draws help from the dunker spot, and uses a wraparound pass to get the ball to the big for a finish. Another situation that Doncic can attack out of the post is against a simple switch, just as he does with the Mavs. But in this instance, he's going to face a overloaded strong side, and it's more challenging to attack the paint with an aggressive drive out of the post, as opposed to having to settle for a turnaround jump shot or a one-legged jumper. Doncic has been aggressive when having opportunities to attack in transition or semi transition to be able to get to the rim, given it's difficult to navigate the spacing within the half court. There was a clear emphasis from Doncic early on to throw spray ahead passes to teammates that are leaking out in transition. This helps to minimize the amount of opportunities that require him to attack in the half court. When the defense does adjust by getting back, the rest of the unit has to basically make a play when Doncic makes a spray ahead pass and the big catches the ball near the basket and then makes a pass out to the weak side corner. And then it's up to Doncic's teammates to make a play from there or to get into the offense by giving him the ball back. When Slovenia's five makes it a point to run down the floor quickly, Doncic can go to work. And here, the corners are spaced out, and the opposing big has his back turned to the ball and is trailing, which gives Doncic just enough that he needs to be able to throw a tough bounce pass.